Welcome to Sidekicks with Lolo and Heather, and this is where we chat with our favorite authors and their pets. And today I'm so excited. We have two authors. We have Lynne and Valerie Constantine, who make up the dynamic duo of Liv Constantine, and they recently released their next great hit, The WIFE STALKER, which has been received with rave reviews. Thank you so much for being here today. Tell us about your sidekicks.
Thank you. Valerie, do you want to go first? I'll try to get mine to come find me.
Since my little guy is here, yes. Hi, I'm Valerie, and thank you, Heather. This is great. It's fun to be with you. This is Zorba. He's my little Cavalier, King Charles. He's 10 years old, even though he looks really young and handsome for his age. And we got him from a breeder in Annapolis. It was a litter of just two dogs, a girl and a boy. And I really felt like I wanted a girl dog when we were looking, and the breeder said to me, a female dog will really love you, but a male dog will fall in love with you. So we took the male. And she was right, it was true.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That is true.
Oh.
How about you?
All right. So I'm here with, this is Parker. He is a golden, and Gracen, try to get Gracen over here. Gracen is my charcoal lab, who usually is right by my side, but is sniffing outside. Gracen, say hi. There's Gracen.
Beautiful.
And the two of them have a lot of fun. We got they just ran away from me again. We got Gracen first. He's a rescue about 2 years ago, and he was lonely. So then we had a friend who had Parker, and we picked him up after Gracen was about a year old. So they have a lot of fun running around together. And Gracen's a little bit of the troublemaker, and Parker just kind of is more chill. So
Very fun.
that they're not both crazy.
I keep trying to talk my husband into getting Lolo a playmate, but he hasn't bitten on that idea yet, but I keep trying. So
it's nice. They keep each other company.
Yeah, keep them occupied. Tell me, how did Zorba get his name? How did Zorba get his name?
Well, this breed is English.
Mm-hmm.
My husband's British.
Oh.
And I'm Greek, and I thought we've got to get a little bit of Greek in there. So we named him Zorba the Greek.
Perfect. How about you? Gracen and Parker?
So Gracen is a charcoal lab. We had never actually heard of that. As I said, he was a rescue. And so our kids were, we were all trying to come up with a name. And because he looked gray, Gracen was the perfect name. And so that's how we came up with that. And then Parker was a name that we always liked, but we had never used. We had another golden named Tucker. So we sort of had that in reserve for the next dog that was coming along.
Great. And do they have favorite pastimes? What are their favorite things to do?
Zorba's favorite thing now, this is new now that the weather is nice, is he gets in a crouching, stalking position for 2 hours and sits at a flower pot that he once saw a lizard go under and waits for this lizard to come out, which he would never catch even if it did come out. But that will keep him occupied for hours.
That's scary. Very fun.
That's funny. Yeah, remember when he got lost? Remember, Valerie, when you were here and they couldn't find him and he was like looking for something outside of the house for hours? Nobody knew where he was. So my guys, Gracen's favorite pastime is barking. We live in a beach neighborhood, which is, very close quarters, always construction going on, which I apologize. That's what you're hearing in the background. And so he likes to bark at everybody that walks by. That's his favorite thing. That and taking walks. And Parker likes to steal Gracen's toys. That's his favorite pastime. So he's like the dog stalker, and he sits and waits. And as soon as, Gracen picks anything up, he'll kind of sneak around. And then as soon as Gracen turns his head, he steals it from him.
Kind of like a real sibling, right? That kind of antagonizing their siblings kind of thing. Yeah.
We frozen.
What about your creative life and pets? Do you feel like, do your pets add to your creative life, or are they just like a nice escape from writing? How do
You know,
they?
I think it's both for me. Zorba, wherever I'm kitchen table, or even if I go sit on the sofa, he comes and he sits right next to me, and there's just sort of, I don't know, it's kind of, he's very comforting. But then he also is great because he forces me to walk. So I
Right.
take my breaks and I take a walk, and then I can refresh and and a lot of ideas I think come to you when you're walking. So in that way, he's just precious.
They just kind of help you get moving and out. I know
Yeah.
for me, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
sit at the computer for hours, and
Right.
he's looking at me with those eyes. It's like, well, we need to go. And
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Grayson will sometimes, if I'm working and he has feeling, ignored, he'll sit in the corner and just look at me and kind of give that like a growl talk, until I pay attention to him.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're a lot of fun.
what about your favorite pet or animal from literature? Do you have one from growing up or even recently from books that you've read?
I mean,
Well, one of the dogs that I loved from literature was Almondine from the story of Edgar Sawtelle. I
Yeah,
loved that dog,
yes,
and it was a very sad story.
yes.
And I don't know if this is literature, but I loved Lassie too when I was little.
Mhm.
When
did
I
you?
watched television, so that was because that dog always rescued the kids.
Yes, in the well.
Right.
Yeah, I like the one. I think it's Milo from the art. I might have the name wrong. It's been a while since I've read it, but from The Art of Racing in the Rain, which the book and the movie just
Yeah,
was a killer. But it was, yeah. I mean,
that was a great
I
dog.
remember reading that book, and from the perspective of the dog, and it was just so interesting. And as much as I already loved my dogs, it just made me love them even more and look at them and wonder what was going on in their minds. So, yeah.
The both of those were two of my favorite books. I
Yeah.
haven't read the story of Edgar Sawtelle in a long time, but it's really stuck with me. And the same with The Art of Racing in the Rain. What about from pop culture? Sidekicks from pop culture. I mean, we have our sidekicks. What about from TV or movies or?
Well, for me, it's Lucy and Ethel every time. I could watch I Love Lucy reruns forever.
And
They were
then
great.
in this time too, with pandemic and everything going on, it's just so nice to laugh and watch some of that silly stuff, and really genius comedic pair there.
They were.
Absolutely, yeah. And for me, it's the Seinfeld characters. It's George and Kramer. I mean Elaine too, but just all. Yeah, I've probably watched every Seinfeld 3 or 4 times, as Valerie knows, because I compare half of our life situations. Oh, there was a Seinfeld.
Yeah, every time something happens, then I'll go, there was a Seinfeld episode. And they'll tell me the whole episode. Just
so
like this.
You say that when I recently had a birthday, and my kids got me for my birthday on Cameo, where you can have these like stars, TV stars or public figures wish you a happy birthday, and they got the soup Nazi for me. I've never laughed so hard in my
Oh, that's amazing. My son was he was just telling me about that. He's like, yeah, you can get the, I'm like, oh, wow, that is really cool.
It was
I love
so funny. Yeah, so that's great.
What did he tell you? No birthday for you? Or?
No, he said no soup for you, and then he said make sure you follow procedures to stay 6 feet away when you come through the line. It was hilarious. It was very fun.
Wow,
Right.
very funny.
Yeah. So what?
I've got my little guy here. Here he is.
Are you going to introduce us to your dog?
Oh, this is Lolo. She's a German
Lolo.
short-hair pointer, and she's
Oh.
a little sweetie. She is a hunting dog, but an indoor baby dog too. So she is just. I'm an empty nester now, so she's my 4th child, and
Yes, that's what Zorba is.
We are pretty inseparable.
That's I've got Gracen here, like on my foot. If you can
Yes.
see.
So much fun. So much fun.
Yeah.
And what do you have for readers coming up? I mean, your newest is just doing fabulous rave reviews, the WIFE STALKER, and so much fun to see all the buzz around it. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that, or what you're working on next?
Sure. Did you parry that to me?
I did.
Oh.
Because I saw you. Yes. Sorry, getting hair off of me.
It's okay. So the Wife Stalker has probably one of our favorite twists, I think, so far. And on the surface, it appears to be about two women sort of fighting over one man and two children. Joanna, who's been devoted to Leo and Stelly and Evie, and just considers her family the most important thing in the world to her. And then this woman strolls into town, into Westport, from the West Coast. This woman, Piper, beautiful blonde, yoga instructor, wellness guru, and kind of spirits him away. And so the story goes back and forth between each woman's perspective, and Joanna is desperately trying to find the proof she needs to show Leo and everyone around her that this woman is dangerous and that he and the children are in jeopardy, and nobody will believe her. So that's sort of the setup of the premise. But we had a lot of fun writing it, and it's been really gratifying as we're seeing some of the reviews to really hear 9 times out of 10 people are saying, oh my gosh, that I never saw that twist coming. It really blew me away. So, hopefully it'll continue to resonate and reach more people, because like I said, it was tons of fun to write, and we're just excited to be out
And that
to have it out there.
really says something, because as you know, thriller readers are pretty savvy, and they can figure out those twists and turns, and to surprise a thriller reader is a big deal. So that's fabulous. I cannot wait. That's on the top of my list, and cannot wait to read it. So thank you. So if your pets were to describe you in a short phrase or 3 words, what would they say about you?
Zorba would say, I have her wrapped around my paw.
You'd say what? Stop fighting. Now they're fighting. Gracen would say, come on, isn't it time to go for a walk yet? And I think Parker would say, just please, love me. He just wants to be petted and loved, and he's very, very sweet. Here he is right now. Or he'd say, get Gracen away from me, when he jumps on top of him. Right?
Oh, well, this has been such a treat to be able to visit with you both, and so excited for the Wife Stalker and for whatever you have next for us. But thank you so much for taking time out of your busy days to chat with us, and I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your day, and can't wait to see what you have next.
Thanks, Heather. Thank you so much. It was great. And they say bye.
Stay well and safe.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.